And welcome to the dating game. And we'll get right underway. It's time to meet our first three eligible bachelors for game number one. And here they are. Good luck, gentlemen. Well, let's see. Bachelor number one is a successful photographer who got his start when his father found him in the dark room at the age of 13, fully developed. Between takes, he might find him skydiving or motorcycling. Please welcome Rodney Alcala. Rod, welcome. And it's time to meet our young lady for game number one, and here she is. Here is a young lady with a wealth of experience. She once earned a living massaging feet, but she quit when her boss suggested that she work her way up. Then she taught school in Phoenix, Arizona, and now she's here to educate our three bachelors in the art of amour. Welcome, if you will, sensational Cheryl Bradshaw. Hello, Cheryl. Don't sit down yet. Just a minute. Want to make sure everything is straight. You relaxed? You feel okay? All right. You know there are three bachelors over there. There'll be 1, 2, and 3. Ask them anything you like to find out more about them, except their name, age, occupation, or income, okay? And we're going to start by having them say hello to you and see how they sound. Number one, would you say hello to Cheryl, please?
We're going to have a great time together, Cheryl.
Okay.
A bachelor number one, I am serving you for dinner.
Oh.
What are you called, and what do you look like?
I'm called the Banana, and I look really good.
Can you be a little more descriptive?
Peel me.
Welcome back to the dating game, and Cheryl, we have reached the moment of truth, as we call it. You've heard from the bachelors, you got some great dramatic presentations, some good answers, but now I'm going to ask you a question. Will that date be bachelor number one, bachelor number two, or bachelor number three? Who gets the dates?
Well, I like bananas, so I'll take one.
Number one, bachelor number one, all right. Well, there they go. However, you did leave one remaining, and this is your date, and I want to tell you something about him, Cheryl. He's a skydiver, so he's got a lot of nerve. He's into motorcycling. He's also a fine photographer. Say hello to Rodney Alcala. Rodney, come on and say hello. Congratulations, Rod. You did it with the one answer. Well, as far as I can see, Cheryl and Rodney, it looks like the two of you may be involved in some sort of racket, so we're going to have you taped to the court. Oh, first you'll receive tennis lessons from expert Naomi Besa of the famous Kirkwood Tennis Club. That starts. And you'll soon be acing everyone off the courts. And to make sure you both look as professional as you'll become, complete tennis outfits will be provided by Bill Darling's Tennis Shop. It'll really make you look like part of the racket set. Then it's off the Magic Mountain, one of America's greatest and most complete amusement parks, with plenty of excitement to challenge any daring dater, like the Revolution that'll help you turn the town upside down, and of course the world's greatest roller coaster, the Colossus. Magic Mountain, just a half an hour north of Hollywood, California. So have fun playing tennis. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you. Okay. You can go relax, meet each other, say hello, get acquainted, and they'll be back. And before we begin our next game, let's find out what runners-up will receive today from Johnny Jacobs.
It was the spring of 1979 in Southern California, and the disco era was in full swing. But in Huntington Beach, 12-year-old Robin Samso enjoyed far simpler pleasures.
We just lived to have fun.
Bridget Wilvert was Robin's best friend.
Everybody could be complaining about being bored, and me and Robin would find ourselves doing cartwheels and back walkovers.
On June 20th, 1979, Robin was going to start her first day of work, answering phones at the ballet studio in exchange for lessons. But first, she planned to play for a few hours with Bridget.
She arrived at my house at about, gosh, I want to say 11. how much fun can we have during that time? And then I had a great idea. Let's go down to the beach and have a cartwheel competition.
Shortly before 3, the girls left Bridget's apartment and headed across the Pacific Coast Highway to the beach.
I could definitely see a gentleman with dark hair. I mean, he honed in on us really like a shark in the water honing in on a seal. And he goes, "Can I take your girls' pictures? I'm, in a photography class or for a photo contest." And Robin goes, "Sure." And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, pops up Jackie Young, my neighbor. She goes, "Bridget, is everything okay? Are you girls all right?" And man, he took that camera, turned his head down, and you could almost see like smoke coming off his dress shoes. He was gone.
Shaken, Robin and Bridget turned to go back home.
And Robin had thrown her beach towel and everything into her bag, and she's like, "Well, I'm gonna get going." And I go, "Well, take my bike. Take my bike. It's right downstairs. Take my bike and don't stop."
That was the last time anyone saw Robin.
During a 2-hour, often rambling closing argument Monday afternoon, accused serial killer Rodney Alcala, who is defending himself in the death penalty trial, sat at the counsel table and spoke in a dull monotone. Alcala could not make his laptop computer project on the large courtroom screen, and he often scrambled to find photos and other exhibits. Alcala spent some of his argument attacking the credibility of Marianne Connolly, 12-year-old Robin Samsoe's mother. Alcala is accused of kidnapping and murdering Samsoe in 1979. Alcala claimed Connolly, who he refers to as Frazier, Connolly's previous name, made up a story about her daughter's earrings being the same earrings that were found in a Seattle storage locker rented in Alcala's name.
No testimony from anyone other than Mrs. Frazier that Robin's ears were pierced. None of her friends were aware of that. They were unaware of her wearing earrings. And Mrs. Frazier had plenty of opportunity to provide you, the jury, with a picture of Robin wearing earrings. She stated on the stand that she had pictures of Robin, and if Robin, like she says, wore earrings all the time, that was her habit, then there should be some earrings, some pictures with earrings, and there should be some person who isn't familial to testify that Robin wore earrings. However, no one testified other than Mrs. Frazier that Robin wore earrings.
We begin with breaking news. The jury has made its decision on the fate of convicted killer Rodney Alcala. Earlier, he urged them to spare his life.
CBS 2 Orange County reporter Dave Lopez was in the courtroom when Alcala learned his fate. Dave.
Laura, that fate is death. He's heard it again and again and again. Death. In fact, it was one of the quickest deliberations in a death penalty case in Orange County history. It took this jury less than an hour to reach that verdict. Now, Rodney Alcala earlier had told the jury in his closing arguments, again, he acted as his own attorney, he had told the jury basically, go ahead and give me the death penalty, I dare you, because all it's going to do is lead to another appeal. Then he also told them that if you give me the death, you are just as guilty of murdering me as anyone else. But apparently the jury did not buy it whatsoever. The prosecution called Rodney Alcala, quote, a monster who loves to kill women. He killed Robin Samsoe, Jill Peranto, Charlotte Lamb, Georgia Wixit, and Jill Barkham. Killed them, brutalized them, and absolutely tortured them, and the prosecutor let them know that. And now you're going to hear from the brother of Robin Samsoe and 2 members of the jury. First, the brother.
It's our third time.
I mean, you broke out into applause. You went, I think you said yes.
And then three-peat.
You said what?
Three-peat. It's our third time. This is 36 people now who's all agreed that this man deserves to die.
Your feelings any different than the last time?
I'm feeling stronger that because of his own defense, he's eliminated the other procedures that got appealed.
As soon as he admitted that he had been convicted of other crimes and was on death row, his credibility became really hard to be believable.
We wanted to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. What we were doing is we were taking both sides and looking at them the way we were supposed to. We took this very seriously. We took into consideration the family's feelings, but we wanted to make sure that justice was served.
I feel elated. I didn't know if I was going to feel excited or if it was just a continuation, but I actually feel like we might be getting some closure now.
And Mom, I know she's on her way, but not here yet.
Yeah, well, she's on her way. She's totally excited. She's not sure exactly how she feels, but by the time she gets here, you're going to see a happy, smiling person.
One of the jurors also said something interesting, that when they started deliberating the death penalty phase, there was one juror, he said, that started saying, well, maybe we should give him life without parole. And he said that lasted for about 15, 20 minutes was all, and then the verdict came in to give Rodney Alcala the death penalty. How long has Rodney Alcala been in the system, and when was the first time he heard a jury give him the death penalty? President Barack Obama was a junior in high school in Hawaii. That's how long it's been.